All right, guys. So this video, I'm just going to do a little bit more of an advanced approach to making this animation. As I mentioned in the previous video, this isn't a required thing that you have to do, but I think for some people who are animation majors or just interested in doing a lot of animation, there's some stuff that is a little bit takes a few more steps to set up. So one thing that you might want to do, and that is very, very common in animations, is to have one like sort of short animation that repeats, that loops, but then also kind of moves around. So think of like a character walking through a scene. You're not going to animate and draw every single frame of the character walking. You're just going to draw what's called a walk cycle and then repeat that and move the character through the scene. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to talk about another technique as I do it. But the way to do this in Animate, there's different ways depending on the program. The way to do this in Animate is using a symbol. And setting up a symbol is not too hard, but it can take a few steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm just going to create a keyframe right here. Or there already is a keyframe right there. So I'm just going to have this keyframe right here. And instead of just a dot, I'm going to draw a character with a little bit more personality. Since it's like spinning around in a spiral, I'm going to do like a little fly character. So to do that, I'm still just going to use basic shapes. I'm not going to use my drawing tablet. But I'm going to draw like a little circle. Maybe I'll make it smaller than my purple circle. I locked my circle down there. I'm going to call this fly. And then I'll make a couple small circles for the eyes. And I copied that just by holding Alt and then moving it. And maybe I'll make even smaller white circles in the middle for the balls or whatever. Oh, that was wrong. Undo. Okay. And let's see. What do I need to make this look like a fly? I basically need some wings, and maybe some legs. So that's too big. Let's get a line and draw some legs. Kind of just looks like a bug right now. Got some work to do if this is gonna look like a fly. Okay, let's get another circle, and for this one I'm gonna do no fill and just a stroke. Let's draw this over here. Let's rotate it around that. And then I'm gonna, make a copy of that. Why doesn't it let me? Jeez. Go. Get this around here. That doesn't really look like that. Okay. I don't know why it's so hard to make it a little small. Okay. It's pretty good. Still have to do. And I'll make a copy. Rotate it around here. Okay. This is just my little fly character. It's kind of goofy. I don't know. It doesn't look great, but it's what I'm going to use for now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this fly character, and what I want to do is turn this into a symbol. Then I'm going to make a really simple 2-frame animation, and then we will put it back into the scene. Okay. So I'm going to right click and go to convert to symbol. And the type of symbol that we want, so if I click on this, now it's just like one thing. And if I go to assets, or no, if I go to library, here's my symbol. And let's rename this fly. And okay, for some reason, I'm gonna undo all of that. Okay, let's try convert to symbol. Okay, this is what should come up. I don't know why that didn't come up the first time. Okay, so we're gonna call this fly, and then we need to make this a graphic. And then for the registration, this doesn't matter that much, but I would put it in the center. And then that's all you need to do. So hit OK. There we go. This looks better. Okay, you can see it's looping, and it looks good. So now if I double click on this, it's gonna bring us into this like new section. So this is like a little animate section inside of our other scene. And so now I'm just gonna hit F6 to make a new frame. And I'm gonna delete or just kind of move his wings. So I'm just gonna put the wing like that. And put this wing like this. Okay, it's not gonna be beautiful, but it'll get the point across. So now we've just got this like fly that flaps. And if we loop this real quick, we'll see it's got a little, you know, fly with its wings flapping. Okay, so now this little fly with its wings flapping, if I hit F5 and just make a bunch of frames, they'll keep flapping. So they keep flapping in a loop, and now I can move the fly along any, you know, I can do whatever I want with the fly. I can make it zoom in or out or move it around, and you know, it'll keep flapping. So let's do that. So let's hit F6, and so my ball moves, and so I'm just gonna move the fly to match the ball. So now the ball is kind of a guide for my fly animation. So if I keep doing this, you'll see the wings change. And I'm not being super precise. I'm just kind of moving each new copy or each new keyframe of the fly. Okay, so let's see if that worked. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell, but he is flapping. It's really fast. Okay. Oops. And I could also rotate the fly, but if I do that, it's going to spend a lot of time, and I want to keep this relatively short. So I'm just gonna speed through the rest of this. Let's rotate it. Oops. All right. I made a lot of frames. Oh, I repeated a frame. Whoops. Spin them around again. Almost done. Okay. So you get the basic idea. I can repeat one animation, but make it sync up with another animation. Okay, so now my fly is flapping, but also flying around. And it's kind of going so fast that you don't even notice the wings, so this isn't the best example, but maybe if we turn down the frames per second a little bit, we'll be able to see it better. Okay, there you go. Okay, so that looks cool. Let's turn the frames per second back up. So another thing that is kind of a nice technique to be able to use is this circle guy. If I export this as an animated GIF, I'm still gonna have the circle and the fly. It actually kind of looks nice, but if I want to get the fly on its own, what I can do is if I right click on the circle and I click guide, a guide is something that we can use visually in Animate to help us, draw stuff and test stuff out. Or like draw a line that you want to animate across, but it doesn't get exported. So now if I export this, it's just my fly. It's kind of hard to tell that he's flapping because he's moving so much, but that's okay. Anyway, so now if I export this guy, I'll have my fly animated GIF. All right. So again, you don't have to do this, but this is a question that I get a lot of people who are kind of either doing a lot of animation already or interested in making their own animation. So let's add this guy on here. Just since we did the work, we might as well post it on our blog. So put advanced symbol version fly. Okay. All right, that's it for this video. This is a little bit of a more advanced video, so if this is getting too complex, that's fine. But I think a lot of you guys will probably find this will be fun to try. All right, that's it for this week, and I'll see you guys next week.